Today is August 24, 2016, and this will be a guide, a laptop buying guide, which means if you guys are in the market for a new laptop, I want to sort of educate you guys so you know what to look for in a laptop when you are buying a laptop, whether it's touch or non-touch. I'm not really going to get into the external side of it. I'm going to go into more of the internal details, the specifications, like the core, the RAM, and the hard drive. Those main three things. Let me just stop the fan here. Usually just stop the fan because it makes a lot of white noise in the background. So this is the stuff that you're going to be looking for in a laptop. Now again, you don't necessarily need to buy from this place where I'm going to be searching, Dell.com. You can pretty much buy anywhere as long as you know what specs to look for. So I'm going to go over to Dell.com. Let's go to the US since most of my audience is from the US. Now, again, the Canadian people can do the same thing, people from Canada. So let's wait until that goes in there. I don't know why it's taking so long. Probably my bandwidth is being hogged. Oh Lord. Okay. So now let's take a look at the Inspiron starting at $179.99. Now that's obviously going to take us to here. So you have the 3000 series, 5000 series, and 7000 series. And then you have the 7000 gaming series. But let's look into the 5000 series because I already know that the 3000 series is mainly mobile processors, and you don't really want a mobile processor in a laptop. Let's click on the 5000 series 15-inch, and we're going to choose Intel. Now, I know that AMD is a little bit cheaper, but honestly, it's not worth it. Intel is known to have lower temperatures. They run cooler, a lot cooler, and they take up a lot less. You know, I don't know if that's still true today, but back then they did take up a lot less electricity. But I know that the AMDs run a lot hotter, and they don't last as long. And I know every single time somebody says that, hey, AMD is just as good as Intel, like you don't know what you're talking about, they've improved or whatever. And every single time I've been a sucker for that. I've literally been a sucker for that. So I'm just going to stick with Intel unless you're going for the higher end AMD, the A10 processors. I don't want to complicate things too much. So let's look into the Intel 15-inch Intel. We're going to click on that. And again, you guys can take the same idea and use it towards anything else, towards any other place to buy a laptop. So let's look into the Inspiron 15 non-touch, the 499. I'm just going to go into that quickly. We're going to click on that. And now the main things that you're going to be looking for is, if you see here, you see the 6th generation Intel Core i5. Now this is a Core i5 processor. The main thing that you're going to be looking for within the Core i5 is the 3 megabytes cache and up to 2.80 gigahertz. Obviously the higher the better. And you will see a lot of times I have noticed that they do have the Core i5s, but they run at lower clock speeds. They run at 1.8. Now, I don't know, I don't want to tell you to stay away from that, but those are more for the thinner laptops. I know they put them in the thinner laptops because they do run a lot cooler, but they aren't as fast as, let's say, this particular one right here. Now, this is not amazingly fast. I mean, it is a Core i5, and it has 3 megabytes cache. Remember, the higher the number, the better. So they have 7 megabytes is like, usually the Core i7s have the 7 megabytes. So that is that. You want to make sure you have a Core i5 processor. Core i3 is good, but they don't keep up to speed. So in like 2 years from now, when you're using that same laptop, you're going to notice a huge slowdown. So you want to make sure, I highly recommend the Core i5. let's scroll down a little bit. Let's go into the memory side of things. So here is the 8 gigabytes memory. Now this is not the hard drive space, this is the memory. This is the, when you open up an application, it uses this memory. It uses RAM. This is the RAM. So this particular laptop has 8 gigabytes of RAM and is upgradable to 16 gigabytes. Now I would recommend 8 gigabytes of RAM, and if you did want to upgrade it in the future, you could upgrade it to 16 gigabytes. I think it's safe to say that 8 gigabytes is almost the minimum today, or 6 gigabytes would be the minimum, but 8 gigabytes would be optimal for any type of laptop today. You want to have that snappy sort of response time anytime you're using your laptop. Now for the hard drive, you have in this particular laptop, you have the 1 terabyte, which is a lot of space. It's 1,000 gigabytes. But you do have a 5400 RPM. Now the 5400 RPM, that is a little bit slow. That is the rolls per minute. So that is a little bit slow. I would stay away from that. I would go for the 7200 if they did have a 7200. Now again, this is 54. You want a 7200 at least. Or an SSD. Now if this laptop had an SSD, that would be really good, especially for the price. $500 for a brand new laptop straight from Dell. Again, SSD or 7200. You don't want that. You don't want the 5400. That is a little bit on the slow side. So this video card right here is mainly for light video editing, watching movies. I wouldn't go anything above that. So no gaming. You wouldn't really be able to game with this. I mean, maybe the older games you might be able to, but that would be with a sort of limited frames per second, so it would be very laggy. But I want to discuss that in a later video. So let me know if you guys are interested, and I will make a video about gaming laptops. Now, if you guys did need help with choosing a laptop, or you did want some advice, or you just wanted to speak to me about a laptop that you were thinking of buying, you can always contact me on Skype. I will have my Skype details posted in the description of this video, but my Skype name is SilentWalkahHD, just like the YouTube name. So guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up. Helps me out a lot. And I will catch you guys on the flip side.